Was just a dominant performance, and I'm so proud of our football team. We just keep getting better, and I said we would have to play better than we did last week to win, and we did. And what we talked about this week was just being businesslike and kind of having some momentum, building momentum, and that's what we were able to do today. This was Momentum Saturday, and we talked all week about that and what it was going to take to do that, putting the offense, defense, special teams together, and that's about as good a first half as I can remember being around a long time. All three phases clicking and working together, and then to come back out and finish the way we did, I thought we showed a lot of maturity, and again, just very businesslike in the way we handled our business. Excellent win. Their offense. Coming into this thing, at 500 yards of offense versus Florida State last week, scored over 40 points, and they were #1 in our league in total offense, #2 in our league in scoring offense, and man, our guys were ready. Brent and the staff did a tremendous job, had a great plan, but our guys just played their tails off. We didn't give some of the things that we needed to improve on, some of those mental errors where we were kind of a little bit in the charity business and giving up some chunk-type yardage where it wasn't a competitive play. It was just a kind of a bust. We wanted to eliminate that, and they had to fight for every yard they got today. And so really proud of our defense in that regard. They only had 146 total yards, 35 yards passing. That's a good quarterback. And just can't say enough about what we were able to do. The other thing we talked about was really being plus in the turnover margin, and just kind of, being relentless about pursuing the ball and taking care of the ball. So we were +3 in the turnover margin, created points for the offense, and scored on defense. And anytime you do that, I mean, you're probably in for a great day. Had 3 sacks, and Vic Beasley, would have got the record overall, but he had the 1 penalty. But you talking, that's one for the ages right there now. To tie the all-time sack record that Michael Dean Perry's held around here for 27 years or so, and to do it in that fashion, where you just kind of sack him, take it, and go score, that's something that you dream about. And I'm just so happy for him. I mean, we don't have a more humble guy on our team than Vic Beasley, a more focused, serious guy than Vic Beasley. And the other thing is he's such a great example to his teammates. You're talking about a guy that has started for 1 year and 5 games. And, he played backed up Malachi as a sophomore, still led our team in sacks as a sophomore, but didn't really play as a freshman on defense. And he's got a record that's been around here for 27 years. I mean, just special. And so I'm really happy for him. And, B.J. Goodson and Stephon, those guys creating those turnovers in there. I told BJ he might be our 3rd and 1 runner. After watching him run with the ball a little bit, we probably need to reevaluate our personnel. But that was a lot of fun. Offensively, when you can run the ball effectively like that, it just opens up so many things. I mean, we really were able to keep them off balance. All of our run-pass option tag type stuff that we have, Deshaun did a tremendous job. He really played well today. He actually played better today than he did last week. And I know he set a record and all that stuff last week, but he played a better game today. Really smart football game, took care of the ball, made plays in the running game. He's a patient runner. He understands the schemes and how things set up. He's just got a lot of gamesmanship to him that, is really special. And just really happy for him. Continues to play lights-out football for us. But 227 yards rushing, that's kind of the story of the day. Mike Williams, it was his birthday today, and he went 6 for 155 and 2 touchdowns. And but again, the rushing, Wayne Gallman, it was great to see him. I think he can really grow some confidence from a game like that today. He got the start and went 4.5 a carry, and I think Choice was 6.2 a carry. DJ came in, had 6 yards a carry. Our offensive line was tremendous, and moving guys all over the place in there, but they really, I thought, played very well. And then special teams. I mean, Pinion, I told Pinion, whatever underwear he wore yesterday, whatever he had for dinner last night, whoever he texted, whatever he did, he needs to do it again next week, because that's the first time he was 8 for 8 with touchbacks, and I mean, a couple of them were almost in the stands, just absolutely crushed the ball, pinned a couple of them inside the 20. Proud of him. And then Adam Humphries, that's 2 weeks in a row that he's really shown up in the return game for us. Had 4 returns for 40 yards. That's 10 yards a pop. You can lead the league if you can average 10 yards of return. So I'm really excited about the progress 2 weeks in a row that I've seen with our special teams. Because we talk about all 3 phases working together all the time. Probably the biggest disappointment was the penalties. We had more penalties today than we've had all year combined. You're going to get, the one on Battle, he's flying downfield, he's hustling, that's an effort, he was a little late hit. You know what, I can live with some of those aggressive penalties, but we had some dumb ones, hit people in the back, those type of things, getting face mask and, obvious hands to the face. Those are things that we can clean up. We had, a couple on the special teams that negated some yardage as well. So we'll revisit that, but I'm proud of the guys. We'll get back in here 6:30 Monday morning, and there'll be a lot to learn from this one. I know our guys, they've got a good energy to them, and I know this is, like I said, we created a little momentum, but it doesn't get any easier for us. Louisville's coming in here next week, 5-1. Good football team, obviously. Has had a nice track record the last few years, just like we have. This will be a big game for us and for them, and we've just got to continue to build on what we've been able to do. And got some guys hurt. Tony, pulled his hamstring or strained his hamstring, so hopefully it's not too bad, but he wasn't able to come back in. Tony Stewart. Jay Guillermo, I think a 5th metatarsal near his toe on the outside of his foot. That's one of those things you got to go in and put a screw in, so he could be out 3 weeks, could be out 4 weeks, I don't know. We will get him back, but he's going to be out for a little bit. So that's a big loss for us. And then Boware had a concussion. So those were the 3 main guys that and we had some other guys kind of get banged around a little bit. Cole was an AC sprain. So that's good news for us. It wasn't a separation or anything like that, but took a pretty good shot. But he should be okay. With that, I'll take your questions.
Talk about Deshaun's athleticism. 2 hurdles on back-to-back plays and 1 into the end zone.
Yeah, we need to work on that hurdling. I think he was the hurdle champ in high school. I'm serious. But we need to. We'll work on that. I hold my breath when I see him doing that. But he's got a good feel for that stuff. He gets down and he's like I said, he's been doing this a long time as kind of the guy, and he's understood how important he was to his high school team, and he's done a pretty good job of taking care of himself. But he had a couple in high school too, where he had a somersault on one of them to win a game. I remember watching it on tape, but he's just a great athlete. He's very blessed, and I'm really proud of him. Just his humility. I mean, I tell him he's a 5-star. Recruit, but he's a 10-star person, and just fun to see a young guy like that lead and handle it the right way.
Dabo, did it help that they were coming off such an emotional game and sort of showed their hand, so to speak, offensively by throwing the kick?
I don't know. You have to ask them. All I know is we just focused on Clemson and trying to play the best that we could and putting our best foot forward. We really don't spend a lot of time worrying about the opponent. I mean, we get ready for the opponent, we prepare for the opponent, but as far as their psyche and all that kind of stuff, we don't get into that. We just want to be the best that we can be, execute at a high level, and take care of the ball. And that's all we were focused on, playing with great effort, being businesslike, and just putting all 3 phases together, building on last week's performance.
Only 2 weeks ago, you guys are 1-2, and you spoke of not folding up the tents, and even though others may sort of write you guys off, I mean, what can you say about the response to the last 2 games?
Well, I mean, we've got a lot of character on our team. This is you got a ton of veteran guys on this team that take a lot of pride, and Yeah, you're 1-2, but you got an overtime loss in Tallahassee, a game that you really dominated, and you just, it didn't go your way. You learn from it, and you understand that, what, again, sometimes the scoreboard don't go our way, but let's focus on how we play. If we can just focus on playing the right way, then hey, that'll all take care of itself. Tough opener in Athens, and probably played our worst game, or at least our worst quarter of the year. And all we've done is get better. We really have. We've improved as a football team tremendously over these first 5 games, and we still got 2/3 of the season left. A little over. We're not quite halfway through, so we still got some work to do. And a lot of opportunity for this team. There's so much. Auburn wasn't even ranked in the top 20 until like October the 20th last year, and they played in the national championship. So you can't fold the tent up in September. We talked about, hey, what can we control? We have a windshield mentality. That's what we have up here every week. When we walk in here on Monday, it's about what's next. Win, lose, or draw, it's about what's next. And when young people learn to think that way, and you're talented, then you're going to have good results. And it's 21 wins in a row versus unranked opponents. So that's a credit to our players choosing to have the right mentality. Don't play to a scoreboard, don't play to an opponent, don't play to a kickoff time, what uniform we wear, all that mess. Let's play to a standard. Let's prepare the right way, great daily focus, and if you do that, then you can build consistency. And it doesn't mean it's going to all go your way. Obviously, we didn't get the start we wanted, and we wanted to be 3-0 out of the gate. Didn't happen. Okay, well, what are we going to do about it? Let's go to the next game. And just like when things don't go well on the field, let's go to the next play. And you keep playing. So I'm proud of them. We fought back, and we kind of creating some momentum, but we got a long way to go. And again, there's a lot out there for this football team. Anything can happen. And this is college football. And as I just said, Auburn, I think October 20th was the first time they cracked the top 20 last year. They weren't ranked preseason, but they played in the national championship. So there's a lot of crazy things that can happen in October and November. But none of that's big picture. None of that stuff. What we got to do is stay zoom focused on what we're doing right now, and the mentality of, every week it's a 1-game season. And if you really have that mentality, then you're going to prepare your best, you're going to play your best, put your best, because it's just 1 game. And that's hard sometimes to get young people to buy into, but I think our guys have done a good job with that.
Do you think, despite those coachings and teachings, that sometimes, because this program had been in the top 25 for 50 straight weeks, can that sometimes fuel or motivate those guys that for the last couple of weeks they haven't had a number by their name?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we don't really pay attention to it either way, as far as, okay, well, we were 15th this week or 12th this week or whatever. When it matters, as I always say, and I say it in here all the time, when it's November and December, then we'll start worrying about that. That's when it matters. Because, we've been preseason top 10 around here and finished out of the rankings. That stuff just doesn't matter. September has nothing to do with October and November. We had a long run, set school record for top 10, school record for top 15, tied the school record for top 25. Most of these seniors have never not been ranked in their whole career. But hey, we had a chance to be probably top 5 right now, but we didn't get it done. We lost an overtime game and lost to a really good team in Georgia. Had a bad quarter down there, but okay. Let's see where we are at the end of the year. I'm just glad they don't cancel the season in September. I'm glad we got a whole October and November to go play, and we'll see where we are at the end of the year. That's all we can worry about, but because it really just doesn't matter. I think if we continue to play the right way, all that stuff will take care of itself.
You talked earlier in the season about finishing games better, and today shutting a team out. You guys have been very close. The first ACC shutout since '98.
Yeah.
How big is it for the defense to get that feather?
Well, it's huge. It's the first shutout since I've been the head coach, and we've been close. We've been right there on a few of them. 3, 7, 6. 14, 10s. We had a shutout against South Carolina State defensively, but offensively we gave them a score there on a fumble. But it's huge. I mean, it's hard to do. Obviously, I mean, it's hard to do. You know, we shut out an ACC team. Hadn't happened since '98 around here. I mean, that's a long time ago. So really proud of that. It's great momentum for our defense. And again, we cleaned up some of the mental errors. And they do, you know, NC State does a great job schematically. They really do a great job of game planning. But our guys, it all starts in the trenches. And that was all veteran. Their offensive line was all seniors and juniors. Every starter was back but one. And our guys won in the trenches. You know, it was a long day for their quarterback. Now, I got a lot of respect for that quarterback because he just kept coming. But our guys were relentless to get after him.
Did Bowman get the majority of the early carries because he was running well, or did you have a plan coming into where, okay, we're going to give this guy a chunk of opportunity?
Well, yeah, we had a plan coming in. We wanted to give him, you know, an opportunity to really see if we could build some. Really, last week we really wanted to get him going, but he really had some bad mistakes, a couple of bad mistakes early, and we got a little frustrated and lost our confidence in him a little bit, and we wanted to. So we kind of went back through the week, and biggest thing is him just the game slowing down for him a little bit, and so we wanted to give him another opportunity, and so we started him tonight, and he did a tremendous job. He did a great job, and I think that will really help him kind of get off the ground a little bit, get his confidence going. Played with more patience, and didn't have a bunch of mental errors and things like that. Caught the ball well. Should have had one more big play. The ball was a little behind him on one, but I'm really proud of Wayne. It was good to see him, perform well. And the same thing with Adam. Adam didn't practice Wednesday and Thursday. He kind of strained his groin, but it was good to get him back out there today, and he did a lot of good things too.
How has this team developed from week one in Athens to where they are right now?
We've just gotten better. More complete team playing with. We've kind of. We didn't know much about Artavis Scott in Athens. Mike Williams, we were hoping he would emerge and be, kind of that next great guy. And I think we can all agree he's been pretty special after 5 games. Artavis and, J.J. McCullough is a guy that's really come on for us. And, Leggett's had some moments. I thought he missed a couple today that he probably could have had. We had young backs and Gallman and Choice in Georgia. Their eyes were this big and they couldn't breathe. And now the game's kind of slowing down for them, and they're starting to get their feet under them. The quarterback situation has kind of worked itself out. He will be the starter next week. I don't know if that guy's back, but he's going to be the starter next week if all goes well in practice this week. So I'm not sure. Is that one of them up there? I don't know. Okay, yeah, cold shoulder. I'm just excited about where we are. We got some things taking place up front that are very positive. It does hurt us losing Guillermo. That's a big loss for us. Damari Kitt, another guy getting good experience. Jermon Hopper hadn't really done much around here, and after 5 games, he's kind of emerging. So we're just. As I said back then, we're going to be a work in progress offensively, and that's what we've been. And now we're kind of. But I also said by the end of the year, I think we're going to be really good, and I think we're on track to doing that. Defensively, I felt like we'd be strong early, and really outside of one quarter, we have been. We've been very strong. It's been the strength of our team, and we're improving. So we just got to continue to build on what we've done this first part of the year.
You kind of touched on it earlier, but just talk about the fast start and just how much that helped, I guess, energize the team. And it seemed like, when you get the atmosphere going like that.
Yeah. We for whatever reason we seem to be at our best when we get the ball first. I don't really know why. We can't. We're 1 for 4. We're 1 in 5 on the tosses this year. We can't ever seem to win a toss. I guess we're going to win the next 4. If it's 50-50, we got a bunch of wins coming our way on the coin flip, but. They won the toss and deferred, and we talked about that, setting the tempo early and not giving them. We felt like they were going to be a confident team coming in. Let's don't give them any hope. If the offense gets it, hey, let's set that tempo. Same thing defensively, and then let's work with each other. You know, let's pull that rope in the same direction. Let's don't pull it against each other. It works better that way, and that's exactly what they did. And then the special teams, you know, just did a tremendous job as well. So those guys are taking pride in trying to get off to a good start. We've really started well all year. We haven't finished quite like I want us to as a whole until today, and that was something that we talked about, and hopefully we can build on.
Was the missed 48? Was it a 48-yarder by Ammon?
Yeah,
is that concerning?
No. He's 48 or 49-yarder, and you know, not concerning. I mean, you know, we got to make some of those, but you know, I think it's again the experience is huge for him in that situation. But he went out there and knocked down a couple, I don't know, 30-something yarder and maybe a 42-yarder or something like that, and really hit him well. And hit that one good. Just pulled it a little bit left, but hit it well.
I know the goal is for Deshaun to spread it around on offense, but do you see him and Mike Williams forming a special relationship on the field for this next year and a half?
Oh yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, you know, that 9-man position for us is I mean, you got to be a man to go over and play. That's a position that if you have a great player over there, it really makes us difficult to defend, because you got to make a decision. Are you going to commit one guy? Are you going to commit two? You know, with the one touchdown, they did commit two, and we still scored. We threw it by them, and but he's a bigger, stronger, faster nuke. That's what he is, and I'm really proud to see him kind of blossoming. He's a great young man, and you know, Damari Kitt, I think, can be really, really good too. He's just got to physically develop, you know. And I think as the season continues to move on, you know, he'll be another guy that'll bring something a little bit more to the table as well. And Damari actually can play any of the positions, but that 9-man, you really want a big, strong, physical guy over there that can command some double teams, and that just kind of opens up your running game. It opens up all your field passing game, and you know, that's why that position's so critical. So. He's so far answered the call for us. But I don't have any doubt they'll have nice chemistry.
Obviously prepare and work hard all week, but could you ever really have imagined coming in, holding a guy like Brissett to 51 total yards, 4 of 18?
No, we just, you know, we don't really get into predictions and things like that. I knew this was going, our message was this is going to be a hard game. But my message was also, if we can just put it all together, if we can put all 3 phases together, I really think we can overwhelm an opponent. And here's what I mean by that. It's this, it's this, it's this. Talked about it last night in our meeting, and you know, that's what they did today. They took care of business, and you know, that quarterback's a good player. But he just, we were great in coverage, number one. We are so improved on the back end. Tremendous job in coverage, excellent pass rush. You know, he just could not get comfortable. He could not get comfortable all day. But I've got a lot of respect for that young man. Tough guy, and again, has performed very well for them. They'll you know, regroup and go and win some games and all that kind of stuff. They're a much improved team than they were last year. The biggest thing too is their front 4 or 5 guys defensively, I think, are really good players, but they're really young behind them. And we felt like if we could get some first downs and be good on third down. I think we were 12 of 19 on third down, and keep them on the field, that it was going to be a long day, just from a depth standpoint. They've got some good talent on that team, but a lot of it's young.
Anything else? Who's going to start to rush in next week?
Rush in? We're going to evaluate Vic Beasley. If he can practice well this week, we'll maybe keep him in there.
Yeah, well, same exact deal on Sharon. Just could have gone, but you didn't need to let him rest.
Yeah, and I think that's going to really pay dividends for us. It's been good too. The positive is we've been able to really challenge Artavis and grow him. We've been able to challenge Damari a little bit more, and then also you know, G-Hop, kind of a different role for him, and I think he has responded in a very strong way. So I think it's going to really pay off for us, because he feels a lot better, and we just didn't want that thing. We just wanted to kind of settle down, and you know, if we could hold him. If we had to have him, you know, go for it. But you know, I'll be excited to see him back out there Monday.
everybody.
Okay, thank you.